Let's take a look at the posterior leg area right here. And we look at the posterior leg area, it's going to be dominated by your calf muscles. Now, the weird thing is that your calf muscles is not just one muscle, it's actually about three separate muscles. So you have the most superficial one that allows us to have that real thick looking calf like you sometimes see in bicyclists. So that is your gastrocnemius muscle, and you have a lateral head and a medial head. Now, if you look at the gastrocnemius, you can see the Achilles tendon coming down from the gastrocnemius, and we're going to see that all the muscles that we consider the calf muscles, there's going to be three of them, all those muscles will insert on this Achilles tendon, and then it's going to go to the calcaneus. As it goes down the calcaneus right here, right, you can see it actually helps form that tendon goes to the heel. It's also known as a calcaneal tendon because of it. As we go and remove some of the muscles, slightly deep, immediately deep to the gastrocnemius, you see two muscles here. Kind of how like the biceps brachii is superficial, and then the brachialis is immediately deep to it. So the gastrocnemius is superficial, and then by removing the gastrocnemius, you see muscles that are really deep to it. Those muscles are the plantaris muscles, right here, and then the soleus muscle. Notice that they all also insert, right, on the same tendon, the calcaneal or your Achilles tendon. They all have the same function. They allow you to plantar flex. Again, remember, right, it's opposite of what you see in a forearm. This is anterior. Anterior means flexion. So these all allow us to plantar flex and push off. As we go a little bit deeper, then we can see other muscles. Right here, a little bit higher up, you can see over here, right, this is a popliteus muscle. There's a very important artery that goes very superficial to it called the popliteal artery. That artery can get disrupted when somebody destroys their knee. Let's say you get a massive traumatic injury in the knee. Sometimes you hear people having to have amputations because of it. The reason why is because if you get an amputation, well, usually that popliteal artery has been disrupted. And now, after these cells have all died, unless you want necrosis, right, we have to remove that area to prevent overwhelming infection. So they don't have the actual popliteal artery here, but this artery lies superficial to the popliteal muscle. As we go a little bit lower down, then we're going to see, right, a real big muscle right here. This muscle is lateral, and it's going to come all the way down, and it's going to go and cross over. This muscle is your flexor hallucis longus muscle. The flexor hallucis longus is going to flex your hallux, which is your big toe. Then, if you look over here next to it, this is your flexor digitorum longus muscle coming all the way down, right? Actually, let me take a look. Let me rephrase that. Right, I think this muscle is a tibialis posterior. I apologize for that. This is a tibialis posterior muscle. And then this is a flexor digitorum longus coming all the way through. All right, again, flexor hallucis longus, tibialis posterior, popliteus, and then flexor digitorum longus. Now over here we can start seeing the fibularis a little bit better. Fibularis longus, and then down here you can see the fibularis brevis right here. Now, as we go a little bit lower, maybe we can see the foot a little bit, right? Hopefully they'll have there it is, a picture of the foot. And on the posterior foot, we should see, right, the fibularis, the flexor hallucis brevis, the flexor digitorum brevis. So let's take a look. So you see this remnant of the arch, the aponeurosis right here, real strong, thick, fibrous connective tissue that allows us to have an arch. And then, right, you can see this muscle right here. Notice this muscle goes to all of the digits, except for your big toe, except for your little toe. So if it goes to all the digits, it's your digitorum muscle. These are your flexor digitorum brevis muscle. This muscle goes to your big toe, right? This muscle goes to your big toe, which is called the hallux. This is called the abductor hallucis muscle, right? Just like in the arm, the forearm, A before E or F. Before it was abductor and then extensor. Here it's abductor and then is going to be your, right? We're going to see in a second, right? Down here we'll see the flexor hallucis brevis. Over here you see the flexor digiti minimi. It's pretty big for a little toe right there. Flexor digiti minimi over here. It'll go a little bit deeper. Then you start seeing this muscle right here. This is your, right, flexor hallucis brevis muscle right here. And you see this tendon? That's a tendon for your flexor hallucis longus. That's a tendon right here. So the muscle starts way in your calf region, and the actual tendon goes right to your big toe, and that's what we see of it as it goes to your big toe. This is your flexor hallucis brevis muscle as well, right? And then you can see these, right, before we saw the flexor digiti minimi, right? And now we can see the abductor digiti minimi. Perfect.